All right, everyone, we are here with War 10 against PBT. Today I'll be taking in Apocalypse, Mr. Negative, and Cable. So a little bit of a dream team. I have Path 6 in Section 1 and Path 2 in Section 2. I have the two middle mini-bosses and then a mini-boss on Boss Island. So Path 6 here, we've got a Mojo and a Black Widow. We're going to take Mojo with Mr. Negative, and we're going to take Black Widow with Cable and just nuke her down. Mojo, first off, has the notability where if you repeat the same basic attack, it gives him prowess, and then if he gains prowess, he gains block penetration. So the game plan here is to parry medium light, not parry heavy. I don't normally parry heavy against Mojo anyways, even though it would be free healing. But I'm going to parry medium light until we get to where we want to do our first evade counter, convert those, and then go back to parry medium light to gain a few more charges and convert those and drop SB2. So here we are getting close to the first evade counter right there. And the evade counter counts, I believe, as a light attack, so that counted as the same basic attack back to back. We evade counter that heavy there. And I didn't feel like immediately throwing SB2 in case Unstoppable triggered. And then we threw SB2. So he's just melting away. We're just going to do a little bit of attacking just to let him die a bit quicker, and down he goes. So super easy fight with Mr. Negative. Next, Black Widow. Here I'm just going to parry heavy. I'm going to do a couple reparries. So parry from block so that she doesn't throw SB1. And I'm going to retaliate her heavy. I think it's a couple times. It might just be once with my heavy as well. And we're just letting the degen tick away on her. Ideally, you're going to want to push her to SB2 because it's a lot easier to outrange. There's one heavy retaliate. She's at SB1, so I'm going to block. We're going to try and get, boom, right there. And she was at SB2 there. It is power focus 2. Decided not to try and outrange it. We're not using Cable again later, so it's not like we're going to waste any pots, and down she goes nice and easy. All right, rank 4 Doom on Power Snack. Usual game plan: parry heavy 3 times, convert the Fury buff to light, evade counter, bait out his SB1, use the buffs there from baiting out SB1 to evade counter again, and we should be right at SB2 to drop it, and then let him melt. Now it is a rank 4. He's going to have a lot more health. So it's not going to quite get him there, so we're going to go back to the parry heavy, kind of like we're getting prepared to drop SB2, but he'll die before we get there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We had a Mr. Fantastic in War, rank 3, so we had a Petrify available. That helps a lot because then I don't have to wait for the aura after dancing around to get the SB1 out to expire before dropping the SB2. So there's second heavy, third heavy, dash back turtle, evade counter. Gonna bait out this SB1. And instead of dodging it, we're gonna get knocked down by it, which is fine. Evade counter with that one light energy we had, so we have all the dark energy, throwing SB2. Now we just let him melt, melt, back up, recovery kicks in. Now we don't have to worry about any special attacks. Back to parry heavy, and evade counter, and combo, and KO. So, nice and easy. Alright, so this is where the fun part happens. The rest of the fight is all Apocalypse here. I am half suicides, bleed suicide, so we can build the bleed immunity, and then we'll keep it. Game plan here is to parry medium light or intercept medium light all the way to SB2. I used a PS1 for this fight. I think I use a PS1 for every fight. I think we go through 3 of them. Get to SB2, drop SB2 with power back boosts. We'll be really close to another SB2. Go back to the medium light so that we can throw another SB2. We're block baiting heavies when he gets to a bar of power so that we don't have him throwing SB1, because although mutants don't reliably build his tactical charges, SB1 will. And here I wanted the AI to kind of finish its thing, so I backed up to create some space. Of course, he throws SB1. So he's at 8, which is a little bit of a disadvantage for me because as sporadic as building charges is with a mutant, it can sometimes show up at the worst time, and right there, boom. So we're going to take a full combo. I'm going to be calm and throw SB2 as soon as it looks like he's going to throw another combo. Was technically holding block all the way through that in the hopes that he wouldn't throw SB1, because SB1 with that Fury buff might have ended me. So we just kept our cool and let it play out. Went from there to Human Torch. This one somewhat similar game plan, except I'm going to parry heavy to SB2 and hope that after our first SB2, whatever special attack Human Torch has isn't going to do enough blocked hits to trigger unblockable bubble shield. So there's the first heavy, so we're at 1, second heavy, we're at 2, third heavy, we're at 3, hoping to actually build some incinerate immunity here too. 5 there, and that probably is what screws it up for later. But here we go, SB2. This is going to get us really close and get him past halfway. There it is, and I'm pretty sure that 2 hit there would have been unblockable, so I would have been stunned anyways. But I tried to dex, be cute, knowing I was going to survive. Boom. So just makes it expensive with potions. Moving on, path 2. We've got this Mangog. So really it's just healing up Apocalypse from all this, I wouldn't say needless damage, but the fact that Fury went unblockable and Bubble Shield was probably going to go unblockable during Human Torch's SB2 and stun me anyways, it obviously isn't technically avoidable. Especially if the game plan is just brute force it. Same thing here. I'm going to stick to strike counter rotation, parry, heavy. Every parry after this one, I'm going to make sure it lands and sticks. Medium light, parry, medium light. This next one's going to fail. Medium light, light into SB2. We're going to get enough back that we're going to be extremely close to an SB2 with next set of combos. So medium light into SB2. And this pushes him to SB2 because of the way I died. I went ahead and held block, hoping he wouldn't throw it because I knew if I dashed backwards, he's probably just going to throw it. And what you saw was he just died from the dot damage from SB2. So, but of course I ate a heavy. So more potions. On here, I had an Odin pre-fight for that Human Torch so that the shock damage was reduced. It's going to help me with this fight as well. So between armor break and shock, I'm actually going to heal this fight. But same thing, PS1, mutant boosts. The mutant boosts actually don't matter because we're not going to get anything back here. But I'm going through the strike counter rotation so that we can get to SB2. And then from here on out, it's the strike counter rotation, but we're going to use SB1 instead. Baiting out his specials when he has it. Since we retaliated a special, we didn't retaliate with a heavy. We went ahead and did medium light and then the parry heavy. Baiting out this special, medium light. And the next one, medium light, light into SB1. And then this will do it with all the debuffs he's got on him in the red numbers that I get. So, not pretty, but I mean, the game plan was to brute it, so it wasn't going to be pretty in the first place. Last fight is Kitty here on Conflictor. Everything you saw me do with Apocalypse, the exact same fight here, except we're going to treat her like she's on Mix Master so that we don't give her any additional prowess from our combo, and therefore just make her special attacks really monstrous if we have to block any, specifically the SB1. So here we're block baiting heavies because I don't want to give her more prowess from stuns. And we're retaliating medium light. Now the safety net that Apocalypse has with this fight, champ AIs that have single hit heavies usually recover pretty quickly. So you have to be on point with anticipating and then retaliating. But luckily with Apocalypse, if you're not quick enough, usually the AI stuns you with a parry. Parry right there, going to be immune. So One of the key benefits of using Apocalypse in this kind of playstyle, especially since we're baiting so many heavy attacks for openings here. And you saw there, I accidentally threw SB1 instead of SB2. So it made this fight a little bit longer than it needed to be. She finally threw this SB2, so that helps us. Being against the wall, not a big deal. We're baiting heavies anyways. In fact, it actually makes it easier to retaliate single hit heavies because we don't create any space. And then there we got her with an SB2. She's pretty much gone. Blocked hits pushed us into another SB2, and bye-bye Kitty Pryde. So safe fight. Didn't have to heal Apocalypse afterwards, so we didn't have to use our 4 remaining items. But that was my war. It was pretty fun. BG1 actually got another donut for the season. I think it's our 3rd, and we beat their BG 0-1. And as an alliance, we actually finally won this one. It was starting to look like a tie and that we were going to lose by time, but in their last 2 fights, they died to a hit monkey using Corvus. So thanks, PBT, for the win. It's getting really hard to compete for just top 10 with a average dying alliance-wise death rate of like 5 to 6, and it used to be, it used to be for us that we would die around 3 to 4 times. So we're a little bit higher, but the competition's a lot better. So anyways, happy to win. I will catch you guys at the next video. Go ahead and hit subscribe, like, and share.